Hi everyone, I'm Michael Lennick, and this is FHTV News from Africa. This week we are traveling with a group from Florida Hospital, extending the healing ministry of Christ here in Ethiopia. This is Ethiopia's capital city of Addis Ababa. Its 3.3 million people make it the fourth biggest city in Africa.
A lot of people walking along the streets, a lot of people with goats.
Traffic is interesting. It looks like it's kind of, played as you go. I don't think I saw many stoplights or stop signs either.
Despite being surrounded by countries in turmoil, Ethiopia is relatively stable, and faith has been an important part of its fascinating history. That is very evident by the churches and cathedrals in town.
They respect it so much, they're kissing the walls, they come there, they take time to pray. I think it's a huge sign of their faith and what it means to them here.
Just a few miles out of town, the traffic goes from this to this. The village of Kalala is home to hardworking adults and some very curious and adorable children.
Here's what you look like.
Actually, most of the mission trip takes place here at a place called the Summit International Clinic. This is where the team set up shop and started doing what they do best. Just hearing about our visit had the locals lined up and waiting. The Florida Hospital Group's presence was a real blessing for this often understaffed clinic and the people who live nearby.
This village is a little bit out of town. This is the only clinic that gives service for the community, especially if you travel more this side, you need to walk.
With even more adults and children showing up than expected, Day one especially felt a bit crazy.
It's a good crazy, crazy good, but it's been exciting, it's been a lot of fun, it's been rewarding.
We have the adult clinic, which does vital signs assessments, and the ARMP sees them, and then we refer them to a doctor, so we can do anything from antibiotics to admitting to a hospital. And then for the kids, we do screenings for hearing, and then we do seeing tests as well.
It is not uncommon for missionaries to bring some goodies for the kids. I think it's pretty clear that the toothbrushes and combs were a big hit. And handing out the chapsticks that the spiritual ambassadors helped collect caused quite a commotion. But once things settled down, one little girl expressed her appreciation in her best English.
America's people, you are very nice and thank you for coming in Ethiopia.
At the end of each hectic day, the team is physically tired, but spiritually refreshed.
It's awesome. It's rewarding to see the people that you help and their faces light up. I mean, even if you give them chapstick, they're so excited. So it's awesome.
That feeling that you should be giving back to the community, and this is the best experience I've ever had as a nurse.
With comments like these, it makes you wonder who gets more out of a mission trip, those receiving care or those giving care. Even as we first walked into the small village outside of Ethiopia's capital city, the little kids who live there gave us a warm welcome.
I think we were all really touched because that's the first impression that you get of a place. The kids all run up and they're all very warm and welcoming, but they're also curious.
All right, now watch this.
Kids loving having their picture taken. I mean, they just come running up to you and want to have the picture taken and then want to look at the picture.
Hundreds of children were seen by the medical mission team. You may have already noticed their little uniforms. That's because most of the kids were from a nearby school known as the Learning Village. And while checkups were being performed on some kids, others were gathering to learn about long-term wellness through the Creation Kids program. A big part of the program involves song to teach little ones about the creation health principles.
If we can get them at a very early age to understand some of the basic principles of like hygiene, brushing their teeth, washing their hands, it's going to become a habit, and one habit leads to another good habit, and that's really our goal.
One of the most popular people on the team was Gladys, the optometrist. For her, seeing their instant reaction brings her instant joy.
I feel fulfilled, and I just thank God that I can give them their sight back. That's how I feel.
Thanks to his new glasses, this man can finally see clearly enough to drive at night and read his Bible at home.
Oh, I thank you so very much. I thank God.
One man who wants to pass along the spirit of a mission trip to the next generation is Dr. Glenn Bigsby. He brought both his daughter and his son along for their first mission trip.
Well, partially I think my kids are a little too spoiled, and they haven't seen really the light of how most children in the world actually live. And so kind of understand what other people's beliefs are, how they live their lives, how they work, their work ethics, and things like that.
His son Glenn is only in high school but had no problem pitching in. Who knows, maybe he'll be a doctor someday.
It's a pretty awesome experience so far. Just getting to help everybody getting started today.
After a long week, the caregivers took time on Sabbath to admire God's creation in Africa's famed Rift Valley. While enjoying the scenery, the team had a chance to reflect on this type of trip and what it means to them personally.
I think I get way more out of it than I ever give to people. It keeps my life in focus, and I've become more connected with my faith and my family and things like that just from going on these trips.
It's not just emotional, but it's spiritual. There's growth that's happening. You see things that you never thought you would see.
I love it. For me, it keeps things in perspective. Keeps me humble, lets me know how much I do have and how much I don't need, and just makes me be thankful and grateful for the blessings that God has given me.
I mean, we give up our vacation time. We use PTO to come. We don't get paid. We do all that, but it's just worth it in the end to see the smile on those people, and the fullness in your heart after you've completed a mission trip is something that can never replace a vacation day.
Clearly, this will be a trip that the team will never forget. And they say it really represents Florida Hospital's culture of generosity on a global scale.